Tonight, Broken Hill residents urged to report crime to police rather than post on social media. And Port Lincoln Council releases its draft budget for the next financial year.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Broken Hill locals are being reminded to report crimes to police in a timely manner. They say posting about incidents to social media without picking up the phone can hamper investigations. Lachlan Itter has more.
At a time that anyone can get a message out to the community, police have a message of their own. If they don't know about a crime, they can't solve it.
We're seeing it on social media. It's a trend at the moment where people want to discuss where an incident's occurred, whether it's their car was broken into or something was taken from their property.
The issue isn't people posting online, rather than not reporting the incidents to police.
It's frustrating that it's putting out there that incidents occur and we're not being told about it, but two, it prevents police being able to follow it up and potentially take some action in relation to that.
Police say time is of the essence should you become a victim of property crime. By not reporting thefts and break-ins as soon as possible, valuable evidence could be lost.
We could have that car fingerprinted, we can speak to neighbours, we may have already identified someone that had done something very similar and can link it to that offence.
Locals also encouraged to use the police assistance line and community reporting portal, saving 000 for emergencies.
We'd say an emergency is if you see someone damaging property there and then, but if it's something that has already occurred and stopped, then contacting the station or the police assistance line.
Police say platforms like the assistance line allow officers to respond in a timely manner without taking them away from more serious incidents.
The arts, tourism and city infrastructure are set to be the big winners in Port Lincoln, with the City Council releasing its draft budget. The plans are now out for community consultation, with locals encouraged to have their say.
There's no shying away it's an ambitious budget, but councils say it's an achievable one. The draft plan would see investment into 5 key pillars of the community: economic growth, livability, governance, environment and community assets.
Capitalising on economic growth, domestic tourism, making Port Lincoln the place to be for now, for locals and for visitors alike.
The shiny jewel in the budget, a $7.2 million foreshore redevelopment over the next 3 years. Roads will receive $750,000, while $720,000 is budgeted for the art area building revamp.
Upgrading the toilets and I think the kitchen, but also wiring needs to be redone because it is old and has some issues and some plumbing.
$70,000 has also been put aside for a cultural facilitator to be based in Port Lincoln.
In the past there has been a Country SA officer here part-time, I think. So to hear that they may be reinstating in some capacity is just wonderful news.
Ratepayers will be hit with a 4% rate rise, a hard pill to swallow for some.
I think that the rate rise of 4% just on the general part is just too much, and that'll be compounded over many years.
The council backflipping on its existing long-term position to rise rates by 3%, but it says its hands were tied.
When we factor in the need to deliver on the objectives of the Strategic Directions Plan, that was unrealistic.
The draft budget is now open for community consultation. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Expressions of interest have opened for land at Port Bonython north of Whyalla. The area, which is next to Santos's export operations, has recently been earmarked as a potential site for a hydrogen export hub. Treasurer Rob Lucas is inviting Australian and overseas buyers to apply. Mr. Lucas says applicants will be rated on their ability to develop jobs and turn the port into a multi-user precinct. Whyalla City Council has welcomed the news, saying the city has the resources available for heavy industry projects. A decision on allowing Clean Seas to use the Point Lowly Marina for its proposed kingfish farm near Whyalla has been delayed. City Council voted last night to defer, allowing them to have discussions with the company and the state government. local fishers have raised concerns about the proposed farm's impact on the surrounding marine environment. A proposal for the company to operate out of Port Pirie will also be considered. The RAA is urging motorists, cyclists and pedestrians to pay attention as part of National Road Safety Week. They say South Australia's regional roads have been a hotspot for accidents this year, with 43 lives lost statewide.
A dark reminder of the dangers on our highways, with these markers symbolising lives lost. Between 2011 and 2020, 977 lives lost on the state's roads, with 576 occurring outside Adelaide.
The purpose of this obviously is because, unfortunately, far too many people have lost their lives on their regional roads. And that's, if we look at the statistics over the past 10 years, with nearly 60% of all lives lost have been on our regional roads.
The peak motoring body using National Road Safety Week to emphasise their message. 7 instalments will be set up this week, including in the Clare Valley and Port Lincoln, to stress the importance of road safety.
Important that we recognise these people and also draw attention to the fact that when we're travelling on our regional roads, it's very important, obviously, to be mindful of our own safety and that of all the other road users around.
43 lives have been lost so far this year, a figure Charles Mountain says is not acceptable. They're hoping for a better few months over winter, encouraging motorists to remain vigilant.
For that reason, it's so important, as I said, to be people to be mindful of this every time they get behind the wheel.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A group of morning swimmers in Port Lincoln made a surprise discovery today after finding a wounded first seal pup sunning itself on the city's jetty. The little creature had managed to climb up the side of the staircase of the jetty and was nursing a badly injured tail. The area was blocked off to the public. It's hoped the pup will recover and splash back into the water. Wildlife staff say they're optimistic the little fella will make a full recovery after his rest. Still to come tonight, locals and visitors pour into the opening weekend of the Clare Gourmet Week, and a mobile black spot near Corner raised thanks to a new phone tower. A new electro crane has officially gone online at BHP's Olympic Dam mine north of Port Augusta. The 90-ton crane will be used to manoeuvre copper anodes into the refinery as part of the process to make the finished product, carrying 20 tons at a time. The new vehicle is also able to move at 3 meters per second. The company say it's a big step forward.
To improve reliability and predictability of our operations, and over time this will help us to operate more safely and more efficiently, and it'll help us to sustainably increase our production from the facility.
BHP says the construction created 130 jobs across South Australia. Clare Valley's Gourmet Week is off to a bumper start, with a record number of visitors flocking to the region to celebrate. There's no time to rest for organisers, with a number of food and wine events still to come this week.
Tasting the region's top drops, organisers have hit the ground running with a huge start to this year's Gourmet.
It's been absolutely amazing. It's been off to a great start. We've had a lot of people come to the region. We've been booked out, events have sold out, and everything's reached capacity. So we've been quite overwhelmed and really happy with the start of it.
It's a food and wine marathon celebrating everything great the region has to offer. Organisers were devastated to cancel last year's event. They're eager to give the region a much-needed boost by expanding from the traditional weekend program to an entire week.
From a weekend to a week, we've still got lots of degustation dinners. We've also got some lunches.
Participants are working around the clock with many more events planned. Among them, the debut of the wine market on Saturday and grand finale at the Seven Hill Hotel on Sunday.
To showcase all our wine producers, we've got an association bar with all our members' wines. So also we've got some live music, and as I said before, lots of local yummy food.
With the gourmet market and the masterclass, and also my own event at the Seven Hill Hotel.
Residents encouraged to get in fast with limited tickets available.
Absolutely essential to book tickets. We've got a lot of ticketed events, and you can go on to the website at clarevalley.com.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A new mobile tower on Flinders Ranges Way is now delivering mobile coverage to the local area, helping residents and visitors stay connected. The member for Grey says it's part of the state and federal government's commitment to eliminate black spots.
Staying connected is now a whole lot easier. This new Telstra mobile tower at Pitchy Ritchie is now delivering 3G and 4G mobile coverage under round 4 of the federal and state government's mobile black spot program.
It's a macro cell, that's the one with the maximum reach.
Telstra's regional manager says it will provide coverage that previously wasn't there.
There's a new range of connected experiences and they can connect with family and friends where they probably couldn't have before.
Telstra is also preparing to head further north. A $5.6 million upgrade of 5 transmission sites between Hawker and Lee Creek will soon begin as part of the federal government's regional connectivity program.
It also delivers new mobile coverage in Lee Creek and Mount Scott, and which is 4G coverage, and 7 new sites beyond that network in the AP Wildlands and further north of Maree.
The member for Grey says it's reaffirming the government's commitment to keeping the region connected.
The federal government has been working on ever since we come to government. There wasn't a program in place. Since that time we funded over 1,000. Very pleased that 49 of them are in Grey, and I think this one is the 30th.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Driving almost 4,000 kilometres in a car costing less than $1,000 sounds like a recipe for disaster. But it's a challenge hundreds take on each year. It's all for a good cause, raising money for the Cancer Council.
Meet the Cobalt Bluesmobile, a 23-year-old Holden that's about to embark on one epic adventure.
The cars can't cost more than $1,000. So this beauty costs us $700.
This Aussie icon will face our harsh Aussie roads when the Shitbox Rally kicks off this weekend.
Alice Springs up to Corumba, the prawn capital of Australia, mostly on dirt roads, and then back to the Gold Coast, also mostly on dirt roads.
John and Robert are long-time mates, starting their journey in Broken Hill. Their wheels sponsored by Cobalt Blue, of which Robert is chairman. So far, the pair has raised more than $17,000 for Cancer Council. They hope to reach 30 grand.
My mum died with cancer. 1 in 3 of us die with cancer.
We've lost siblings, parents, lots of friends to it, and it's a terrible scourge.
Getting to the finish line is no small feat, tackling outback roads, bush camping and mechanical malfunctions.
They do have power steering, although ours may or may not work. We'll find that out. And we also have the fear that we may not get there.
But they promise to have a fair dinkum go, even if the car's engine sound is less honest. Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. A new gin distillery focusing on local ingredients prepares to launch at Corn. And Broken Hill's Live Music Month hits the right note. The taste of the Flinders Ranges will soon be coming to a glass near you, with a local distillery launching next month, infusing native local bush foods into the recipe. Flinders Gin even has its own distillery dog.
Serving up a sample of the Flinders Ranges. Flinders Gin is the region's newest distillery, a dream that's now a reality for this master distiller.
I love to work with alcohol and making different flavours and so forth, and love meeting and working with people. So it's actually kind of one of those dream jobs. That's something that I've wanted to do for a long time.
Using locally sourced native bush foods like quandongs and wattle seeds. It's a craft he learned from his Italian family and a gin masterclass in London.
My family are initially from Italy, and they make alcohol and infuse it with local flavours. So I thought coming to Corn and using the native flavours to produce a product which the whole community enjoyed was a great idea.
The distillery features a unique travelling cellar door named Howard, which is a restored 1950s caravan. Howard will travel to key tourist spots, offering a cellar door experience. And of course, there's Ernie, a much-loved family member.
Ernie's actually the distillery dog, and he'll feature, and everywhere we are, Ernie will be there as part of Flinders Gin.
The official opening will be held at Ticklebelly Hill on June 5th, with locals and visitors encouraged to come and taste.
We'll be having both varieties of their gin and also their gin salt. So we'll be incorporating that on the night in our 3-course menus.
People are more than welcome to come and to call us or come and see us out in the van, or come to Ticklebelly Hill and actually see what we're all about.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Organisers of Broken Hill's Live Music Month have hailed the mini festival a success and hope it could become an annual event. It's estimated 1,000 people have attended the 14 performances by local artists so far. The festival giving a welcome financial boost to performers and venues.
If we can get the funding for it, we'd love to do it again because it really was so well received. So I've got to get down and do some grant writing, I think.
Live Music Month wraps up with a performance by the Figs on Friday night. It was a chilly round of Port Lincoln netball over the weekend, with second place Waybacks taking on third place Imperials. It was a tough contest, with sharp shooting from both sides on display. Nathan Regter has this week's sports wrap.
Players braved the wintry conditions over the weekend for a fierce game of netball here in Port Lincoln. Top of the table, Wanilla were going head-to-head against bottom place Boston's, Wanilla proving just why they're on top of the ladder, with a major win defeating Boston's 54-37. In the other match, Waybacks had a fight on their hands going against Imperial. It was second versus third in the match. Waybacks' smart passing scoring them a 42-26 win. In soccer, Lincoln Knights faced Sequel Masters. Charlie Price had some good footwork, scoring a hat-trick for the Knights. Sequel's Matt Fagan also a standout in the game, but Knights galloped ahead with a win 6-2. In the other match, Lincoln City Raiders had a close win against South Coast. South's missing some key players in their defence and eventually went down to the Raiders in a 5-goal thriller. Moving over to Whyalla, and it was round 1 of the league championship. Croatia had an easy 3-1 win against the Lions, while in the other match, Wanderers had their work cut out for them, going up against Steele. In a seesaw contest, the two couldn't be split after 90 minutes. In Whyalla netball, ICW edged past fierce rivals True Blue, while Ravens spread their wings when it counted most, winning by the skin of their teeth, a goal separating them from the Warriors. In Port Augusta, it was round 3 of their netball league. Railways defeated St Joseph's 36-28, while a 10-goal difference separated the Magpies and Corn. And finally in Broken Hill, West Flames Black were on top of their game, not letting Morgies anywhere near the ring in 20-0 win. And in the other match, another fierce contest saw the Jesters come out on top, defeating Nabstars by 20 goals. That's all for this week. We'll be back with footy tips on Friday, and we'll have all the weekend's action next Monday.
Stay with us after the break. A competition with a difference comes to South Australia. And we'll have the weather details with Alex Sykes. Hello again. A new competition encouraging South Australian residents to get their cats desexed has been launched. A $70 voucher to spend in-store or online at RSPCA's Petville will be on offer for new registrations. Under state law, cats must be desexed, microchipped and registered with the Dogs and Cats Board. More information can be found online. Time now to take a look at the latest weather forecast across the Spencer Gulf and Broken Hill. Alex Sykes is back tonight after some well-earned leave and has the details.
Thanks, John. A beautiful sunny day across the Gulf today. From 3 p.m, Broken Hill was sunny and 18, Port Pirie 20, Clare sunny and 17 degrees. Looking further out now, 18 across Adelaide and Coffin Bay. Sunny conditions and a max of 20 degrees across the rest of the region. Taking a look at the satellite image now, low cloud about far eastern SA and a brisk onshore winds is bringing a few showers. Bright high jet stream cloud moving over western parts of the state is not producing rain. Skies are clear elsewhere under high pressure, leading to a chilly night with frost in the east. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas below 1 metre, and south to southwesterly swell 1.5 to 2.5 metres. Looking ahead to tomorrow's temperatures now, mainly fine conditions again. Port Lincoln and Woodner will reach 22 degrees, Cleve to top 21, Whyalla and Port Augusta both also set to reach 21, and Kadina is set to top 20 degrees. Port Pirie 21 degrees, Clare to reach 18 degrees, and Broken Hill mostly sunny and a top of 19 degrees there. Taking a look further through the week now, mainly fine conditions again Thursday with temperatures in the low 20s, a max of 21 in Woodner, a degree cooler in Port Augusta and Cooper Pedy, while it will reach 21 in Adelaide and Kadina. Similar conditions on Friday, sunny in Adelaide and Broken Hill, partly cloudy across the rest of the region, a top of 25 in Woodner and Port Augusta, Broken Hill to top just 21. And warming up slightly on Saturday, it's set to be sunny in Broken Hill, partly cloudy across the rest of the region, a top of 25 across Cooper Pedy and Woodner, while it will reach 22 in Adelaide. So John, not a bad week of weather coming up, not a drop of rain is in sight. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. Back to you.
Great to have you back. Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.